Crypto wallets have come a long way, but some still feel like tools built for early adopters. Today's guest, Adam Kazas, is CEO of Gero, a wallet and dashboard trying to change that. From privacy and fiat cards to multi-sig and staking, they're building a more unified, accessible way to use crypto day to day. Adam, welcome to Token for Your Thoughts.
Hi, Lindsey. Thank you so much. Glad to be here.
It's great to have you on the show today. Really looking forward to learning a bit more about yourself and what you're working on at Gero. So as always on the podcast, we like to start with just learning a little bit more about you and your background. So if you could, let us know a bit about your story before you, what you were doing before crypto, what led you into crypto.
Sure. So I'm 37 years old. I've started my, let's say, tech career somewhere around the age of 22, 23. So, damn, a long time ago, actually. And I started in tech support, actually. And I moved on to do customer success. And I worked in a tech company in Israel called Logs.io for 7 years. And I've done 3 roles there, so that's mainly where I kind of learned what I know today. So I did customer success, sales engineering, solution architect, and my last role there was a product manager. And so I kind of touched in a lot of areas of the business, and learned each area for quite a while. And so that's basically what I did. I had to have a double life, so I had to mix both my day job and my night job, which is like the crypto aspect of my life, for 3 years before I was I finally I was set free, basically, and now I do Gero full time for almost a year now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. So what led you to getting this night job when instead of just, sticking with the day job?
Totally. So it was a complete coincidence. So the co-founder that I have with me in the company, we didn't know each other before the night job, and we have a mutual friend that introduced between us, and his friend, my co-founder, basically, he was looking for someone to help him create an NFT project. This was back in 2020, late 2020, when NFTs started to emerge. And on Cardano specifically, there were not many NFT projects yet. And he was looking for a designer, someone who could do cartoons, drawing, 3D art, anything really that is more creative. Given the guitars I have in the background, so I have also a creative side to me. And
Nice.
he just mentioned me as a I have a friend. He might be able to draw some stuff. Maybe you can do an NFT drop together.
I know a guy.
I know a guy, exactly. Yeah. So we met. We ended up doing a NFT project called Music Box, which turned out to be a very, very, very complex NFT project that I totally loved.
Oh.
And we essentially created randomized music boxes. So we created like an algorithm. This was prior to ChatGPT and like when LLMs were not really a thing yet. They were a thing, just not really popular as they are today. We kind of handcrafted an algorithm that would be able to do random generated music every time you open like a new box. And we created a few of those, and we gave them like different backgrounds, different colors, different materials, a whole 3D kind of space. We worked on it for a very, very long time. We were really proud of it. We built a whole technology behind what you could do with the boxes later, where you can like mint your own project if you hold like a box. Really,
Very
it
cool.
it was a whole very complex, and we put a lot of effort into that project. Unfortunately, we released that project, like the deadline that we had was kind of like a month after Bitcoin crashed to $18,000 in 2021. or 2023. I can't remember actually when it was, but like when
Mm-hmm.
the bear market started, and it
Yeah.
didn't end up being very profitable. But we
Mm-hmm.
kept building because we really enjoyed building on Cardano. We really enjoyed the community of Cardano. We didn't want to leave just because of one sour project. Usually,
Mm-hmm.
the first project is not successful anyway. So we kind of pat ourselves on the back. We said, okay, let's take a break a little bit and return to do something later on.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just maintain some open source projects, some Java libraries and stuff like that. Didn't really look to do any money. It was just more of we invested into the blockchain, into the chain. We believe in the chain, want to build on the chain.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then we ended up in Gero somehow. So if you want me, I can dive into that.
Yeah, I had a question. So when you got the call from, your friend your friend who made the intro, had you been, did you know much about crypto, or were you like, what's an NFT?
Nothing. I didn't know anything.
Oh, so that was your first.
That was my first. He was
Okay.
like, when our mutual friend called me, he said, my guy is just looking for someone to do designs. I was positive it's gonna be with like money. So I was like, okay, I can do some money on the side. I love art. I can do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we talked, and he was like, did you hear about NFTs before, about blockchain? Do you know anything about blockchain, about Cardano? I was like, dude, no, I have no idea what you're talking about. And then he showed me a project on Cardano. It was called Unsigned Algorithm. And there was another one called Space Buds. And I remember he was showing me these cute characters, the Space Buds one, and he told me, you see how they have like different attributes, and
Mm-hmm.
this one this one has clothes, this one has sunglasses. And I was positive this guy is completely nuts. Like I was I was very, very skeptical, and I kept telling him, like, I was
Oh
positive he was
gosh.
making fun of me, and I
Oh,
didn't get the joke somehow.
oh
And
my
I
goodness.
was getting a little bit agitated, and I was like, dude, what are you talking about? Who is buying pictures on, what are you talking about? Like, I was very, very
Oh,
skeptical.
that's so funny.
And then he kind of, as the call went on, he showed me all of these, communities, and a little bit. He explained to me a little bit the underlying technology behind the NFT, and he said, like, yes, maybe this looks like cartoonish or, um, very immature, but the underlying technology and what's the potential around that. So that's what actually captured me more.
Okay.
Um, but obviously, we did do an NFT project, but then we took it to a more technological place. So we
Mm-hmm.
wanted to create this art that was actually cool, and we had a lot of intentions to make it like a tool for musicians to onboard musicians and use these loops, and they
Mm-hmm.
would have the rights to this music. Like, so we took it to a little bit more, I would say, um, a serious place than most NFT projects at the time were.
Mm-hmm. Very cool.
And that's what we were hoping, and anyway, to achieve. Yeah.
Yeah. And so what was that journey like for you, going from, working in tech to then taking that like entrepreneurial leap to starting your own project? Had you always wanted to do, your own thing, or was it like, oh, not sure, but I'm just going to jump in? How did that look?
Yeah. So I'll be honest. My mom always told me that I should probably manage, but I never wanted to manage anything. I was extremely small minded. I just wanted to do my thing in my day job, come back home, play my guitars, play video games, be with my wife, now wife. Back then, she was my
Mm-hmm.
girlfriend. Be with my pets. Like, I really didn't want to manage anything
Mm-hmm.
ever in my life.
Oh,
But
interesting.
somehow I ended up always managing things throughout my life. Just not, maybe not people specifically. I was never like a team leader or anything like that, but I was
Mm-hmm.
always giving projects to manage. I was always given milestones to make sure that they're happening. Go ask what's
Yeah.
with that. Go ask this guy what's with that.
Mm-hmm.
And as a solution architect, for example, and as a product manager, you are kind of managing pipelines, timelines. Making sure the things happening on time. You need to rely on outsource, people from the outside to make sure that they hand their end of the bargain. So I was always managing things, just not a company, not
Mm-hmm.
people. And I always prefer to just stay friends with my colleagues. And I always fear that managing people will turn it into a very cold relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Yeah.
never, and I'm not that type of person. I'm not a cold person. I don't know how to distance my feelings from, people.
Mm-hmm.
Over time, I learned how to do that because you sometimes have to. So
Yeah.
it's been a while since I've um, felt that, and today I know how to strike a good balance between the two. But yeah, I never wanted to end up running a company or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I'm very
Okay.
glad that I ended up doing that. It was a good
Yeah.
push that life gave me towards that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then the other thought that I had was, you describe how, after the NFT project didn't work out, you then, were then considering other things. And it then seemed like you're talking more like a seasoned entrepreneur, like, oh, the first one never tends to work out. So that's also, I'd love to hear more about that mindset, because I can imagine for a lot of people, especially like first timers, you put that much energy into something, it would be hard not seeing it work out. And a
You
lot of
have no
people
idea.
would perhaps be discouraged and not want to move forward. So where did you get that mindset from of like, oh, what was the first pancake? Let's move on to the next.
So that took 4 months to
Oh,
for that
okay.
thought to cook. Yeah, I was extremely heartbroken. I'm a very
Mm-hmm.
sensitive, very sensitive person.
Mm-hmm.
I was extremely heartbroken that it didn't work out the way we wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Because yes, we've put all of us had day jobs. Like we were three running this project, three people. We did
Mm-hmm.
it full time, but at nights. You know what I mean? So in the
Yeah.
morning, we would do our day job, come back home,
Yeah.
eat dinner, and go to the computer till 3, 4 a.m. We
Oh my
grinded like that
gosh.
for a year and a half.
Yeah, that's a labor of
So,
love.
yes. All of us had our computers running to render the 3D sceneries, and we were all doing everything in the project.
Mm-hmm.
And so when it turned out to be kind of it wasn't a complete failure. We did get like people that were very interested in it, and it was a lot of fun, but nothing life changing. It was
Yeah.
just nice.
Mm-hmm.
And when you put that much hours into something, you hope to get more than just nice.
Yeah,
So
totally.
yeah, and crypto felt back then like it's over. There was a lot of bad sentiment, when you see
Mm-hmm.
Bitcoin going from 60 to 18 within like, I don't know if I can't remember for the few days or a few weeks, but that downtrend was very hard, especially for someone who's not seasoned in the crypto cycles and Bitcoin cycles.
Yeah.
Like, I had no idea how this works. I was very focused just on what we were doing, just Cardano. I didn't bother learning too much outside. So it took a few months, and after a few months, um, we loved working with each other so much, that we were missing each other. We were
Aw.
missing, we were missing doing fun things together.
Yeah.
And we just kept looking for, okay, what could we do? What can we do to not waste everything that we worked on?
Mm-hmm.
And we tried to reuse a lot of assets that we made and stuff like that. Not NFT related like that.
Mm-hmm.
I was so burnt from that I decided I don't want to touch anything related to NFTs specifically, but
Mm-hmm.
blockchain as a technology and what the potential of that, we wanted to cook something
Mm-hmm.
on that front. Um, and yeah, and that's how the next after that is how we ended up in Gero, actually, the company Gero Labs back then.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that answer, because it's something I like to ask founders is, how do you deal with the volatility, with setbacks? Because it can be a lot in this industry. And I don't think I've heard that answer before. Just like when you have a really strong team and you have that camaraderie and you just want to carry on because it's so strong and you like working together. So I
Yes.
think that's a really great answer, and it seems would prove a really strong foundation for a project.
Absolutely. Yeah. We were like, really, we said at one point, we said, let's even open a shop, a physical shop. Let's just work together,
Oh,
but unfortunately, one of our guys is living in Berlin, so we couldn't do anything,
oh,
physically together, but we were
yeah,
like, we have to do something. We don't care what, let's sell out whatever,
yeah.
let's just do something.
That's awesome. I
Yeah,
love that. All right, so let's talk about the genesis for Gero. So how did that come about?
sure. So Gero was actually founded in 2021. Back when we did the NFT project, we had to integrate a lot of different wallets into the website that sold our NFTs, right? Because you need to connect your wallet. So we had to basically list a lot of available Cardano wallets at the time. One of them was Gero Wallet.
Mm-hmm.
And we actually found a bug in their wallet. So we reached out to the team and we were like, hey, we're an NFT project. We found this bug. We actually fixed the bug already for you. And here's the code, if you could just deploy it. And they immediately replied. They were very, extremely nice people and very professional. So, and then we kind of started talking, just technical stuff, wallet stuff, the NFT project. And we did a collaboration together that if people were using Giro Wallet, they received some sort of like a discount for the NFT project. And
Mm-hmm.
then we just stayed in touch over the months. We kept doing things together. We even created like a song for them, like a more
Nice.
of an anthem, kind of a Giro anthem.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, and a very special like music box just for them. And there is this thing called Catalyst in Cardano. You're familiar with Project Catalyst, the grant? It's a grant, basically funding from the blockchain itself to
Mm-hmm.
developers that want
Mm-hmm.
to contribute to Cardano. So there's like a
Yeah.
vote every couple of months.
Mm-hmm.
And this team, they had a proposal for something called Cardano Shield, which is a security layer for wallets that they wanted to do open source as well. And I have also a cybersecurity background from a previous company that I worked in. And my
Mm-hmm.
friend, my co-founder David, he also was a developer in the tech scene in Israel. So we both kind of have some security background. And they reached out to us to ask if we could help them with this Catalyst proposal to expedite the development.
Mm-hmm.
And this was a few months after our NFT project that we kind of took a break. So this was the perfect excuse to get back, together. So they offered
Yeah.
us,
Good
they offered us
timing.
some money from the fund, and we agreed. And they actually scheduled the whole thing to take a full year to accomplish. And we actually managed to build an MVP within 2 months.
Oh my
So
goodness.
very,
Two
very, very
months.
fast. Yes.
Wow.
Um, and they were extremely, satisfied, obviously, with this
Yeah.
being 2 months because we completed, 2 out of 5 milestones within 2 months.
Wow.
And yeah, they were, surprised and um, very satisfied. So they kind of reached out again to talk a little bit if we can help with Giro as well, not just Cardano Shield,
Mm-hmm.
because we had a lot of ideas for the wallet, just tips and things we thought we could improve.
Yeah.
Um, and they loved it. And anyway, a few months into the Cardano Shield project, we officially joined the Giro wallet team. Me and my co-founder David, and so I was put as like the head of product. He was put
Mm-hmm.
as a senior developer there. And we started also working on the wallet itself. And it turned out that our ambition for the wallet and the things we thought we could do, they were kind of too big for what the old team wanted to put effort Yes, so we had like a pretty big ideas, roadmap, a whole revamp of the thing. And while they really liked it, they just the bear market completely they were burnt out completely. One of the guys had a daughter at the time, and a lot of the developers they were part time, most of them, and we
Hmm.
just couldn't achieve what we wanted to achieve with the state of how the development cycle was back then. And they just offered us if we want to acquire the IP and do whatever we want.
Ah.
So we agreed after some negotiations, and we now basically own the Gero IP from October last year, so almost a year. And we built the whole wallet from scratch. We completely like changed the code base. We had to take down the mobile app. We're gonna build that one from scratch as well.
Hmm.
We got all these great partnerships that we have today, attended, conferences, and yeah, we just kind of restarted the brand from scratch. Luckily, there's a great basis of a customer basis for the wallet. There's thousands of users, and a lot of those users, we actually have like a kind of a secret group, and we keep getting feedback and going back and forth with them about things that we should do, we shouldn't do. They give us, they help us test some features, uh,
Oh, that's
and yeah, and
awesome.
we're still in very good touch with the old founders, but they're very happy with this decision. Um, yeah, they got like kind of a relief that the wallet is in good hands.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, so now we are building stuff for Gero and continuing this, great name that was on Cardano for a very, very long time.
Hmm. What a great story. I love it. Accidental manager and then sort of two-time accidental sort of founder.
Yeah,
These opportunities just keep coming to you.
yeah. So we
um,
we had to open a company in Israel, you know, like a corporate, and yeah. So I never thought I'll deal with these kinds of things. Like I always imagined it's way harder, all the bureaucracy around it. While it's annoying,
hmm.
it's not as like if you have like an intent to make it work, then you
Hmm.
find ways to learn how to read all these weird agreements and
Hmm.
bureaucracy and how to handle the bureaucracy basically, and accountants and lawyers.
Hmm.
It sounds something that I still feel sometimes like a 16-year-old. I guess all of us, right? So I never imagined when I was 16 that I would like when I would hear someone do all of these things. I imagine it's, oh, this is only the big boys world. They handle all these complicated stuff, and in reality,
Hmm.
it's pretty straightforward. You have some forms, you sign, you read, you do, you
Hmm.
you negotiate. Like you really learn how to just do these things.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, we kind of we jumped into those waters, and we're swimming basically. There's no other choice.
Nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Exactly. So for people not familiar, tell us about Gero and how they can use it and the pain points that it solves.
Yes. So Gero is a non-custodial wallet on the Cardano blockchain and Apex Fusion blockchain. We're going to expand now to more blockchains like Midnight and Bitcoin, and hopefully even more. And a non-custodial wallet essentially gives you the keys to your crypto. So unlike putting your money on an exchange where it's not in your own custody, you do have a
Hmm.
login and password, but the funds are locked in someone else's wallet, let's say,
Hmm.
simply put. So having a non-custodial wallet means that the custody is all yours as long as you hold the keys, the seed phrase to your own wallet.
Hmm.
We want to expand, and we are expanding to become more than just that, just a wallet, but turning it more into a Web3 platform for both users, but also small, medium businesses. So we adding a lot of features and things that help both onboard kind of unite between Web 2 and Web 3. and merge between the two worlds, kind of put a blur between the two worlds where it's not so distinct, because onboarding to Web3 is still very complex, very difficult. It is infinitely easier than it was a year ago, 2 years ago, and
Mhm.
that's a good trend that's happening. And the user experience is really, really improving. I think
Mhm.
there's a lot of Web2 enterprises, businesses, tech people that are slowly joining Web3, and they're bringing this great user experience that already exists in Web2, and now they kind of obfuscate all the complicated stuff that Web3 introduces. Um, but yeah, it brings transparency, which is very important. It brings governance, which is really important.
Mhm.
And Wall Street is now very heavily invested into Web3, which is great and not so great. It depends who you ask. It's a matter of perspective, I guess. For a lot of
Mhm.
people, it's great. There's a lot of people who hate the fact that Wall Street is now entering Web3 because it kind of defeats the purpose of crypto.
Yeah.
Um, I am kind of in the middle in that regard. So yeah, we have features like the cashback. So you pay online to buy any e-commerce. There's thousands of stores that are supported, and you actually receive ADA. ADA is the native token of Cardano. You receive ADA
Mhm.
back as a percentage from your purchase. You pay like with a normal credit card, you receive ADA in the purchase. Uh,
Nice.
and we're soon launching our crypto card. So it's going to be the first Cardano-powered crypto card, which is extremely exciting.
Yeah.
We partnered with
Amazing.
a financial institution in Europe, and we're doing a direct native integration with this institution. So it means that from the wallet directly, you'll be able to top up this debit card with euros. So from
Wow.
ADA to euros in an instant,
Wow.
something that really doesn't really exist in this specific technical implementation, where
Yeah.
the funds are staying non-custodial until they reach the debit card. Um, the release is really imminent. There's some things out of my control that I hate the fact that that's the case, but some things are out of my control that um, delays the release a little bit.
Mhm.
But we're on track probably to do it in the next couple of weeks. And yeah,
Exciting.
we're going to some conferences in Barcelona and in Berlin. So we're gonna showcase the card there, hopefully. Uh,
Mhm.
and yeah, and we have a lot more in store.
Amazing. Yeah, that's really exciting. And building something that doesn't exist is certainly adding a lot of value always. It's nice to say like we're the first doing this. So
Yes.
that's incredible. And then yeah, like integrating with a debit card, real world finance, regulations, etc. It sounds like one of those situations that you're saying, perhaps bureaucracy, regulations. So
Yeah.
I'm sure it's not an
So,
easy
so debit
feat.
cards, crypto debit cards exist. It's not that we're the first crypto debit card, but specifically, it's the first on Cardano, and it's
Yeah.
the first one
Hmm.
to exist from the wallet directly into this debit card. So,
Hmm.
like that integration is really native,
Yeah.
but it does exist in some other chains, like Bitcoin has it, Ethereum. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm. And who would you say is your primary audience right now, or who are the people using Gero?
Yeah. I would say everyone. It's the worst answer. Um, but we do cater to for both users and companies, actually. As a company, this is actually a pain point that we want to solve. We wanted to solve for ourselves.
Hmm.
Dealing with being able to pay a lot of things that are holding Web3 require Web2 services, servers, salaries, developers, software that we're using. Those are paid with just fiat money. And
Hmm.
I found it very annoying that every time I needed to pay for something, I need to extract money to an exchange, swap it to fiat, withdraw it. I had to fight with the banks to accept that money.
Hmm.
Most of the times, they wouldn't accept the money. I had to go through
Oh
other
gosh.
means to get, a way to fund all of these things. We had to open like an account in Europe, for example, like a European bank account, and we had to do everything from there because they're a little bit more easy with those kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
But it was such an annoyance, like I just want to focus on building. I don't want to focus
Yes.
on all of these things.
Yeah.
So I was just joking with a friend and asked him, I wish I could just have a bank directly integrated into the wallet. I could just transfer money to it. And he was like, oh, my friend, he has a financial institution in Europe. I should get you guys to talk.
As you do. I know a
Yes,
guy.
I know a guy.
Oh my gosh.
It's a recurring thing in my life,
Yes.
apparently. Yeah. And and we talked a year ago. Actually, it was even before we officially acquired the IP for Gero.
Oh,
And we talked a year ago, and he was like, "Yeah, it actually sounds like a fun thing we should do one day." And I was like,
wow.
"Okay, cool. Let's keep in touch." And then I became a professional nagger every 2-3 weeks. Hey, Peter, what's up? When can we start working on this? When can we start working on this? Until
Oh my
finally,
gosh.
until finally, 9 months ago, 8 months ago, something like that, we officially started working on it. Um,
Wow.
yes, and now we're really at the finish line. Like everything, technically speaking, is already there.
Mm-hmm.
There's some contracts and bureaucracy thing that we need to handle, to make
Mm-hmm.
sure that everything is kosher and legal and nothing is we're not doing anything that would risk anyone. There's a lot of securities you need to put in place.
Mm-hmm.
It's people's funds. It has to be extremely, extremely tight. A lot of testing are happening to make sure that this is a very tight process. And so, yeah, this I can't remember how I got to this answer, but
Yeah, yeah, what was the question that I asked? I don't know, but I love this story. I'm glad that you brought it up because I remember
yeah.
you had told me this before, and I'm like, I love that that's how that came
Oh,
about. I
I
mean, the
remember. You
power
asked me
of
what's the audience? Who's the audience?
oh, yes, yes, who's
So
using?
it will be both just regular users that want to simply use their funds, whatever they earned from crypto or invested in crypto, and due to the price either appreciation or not, be
Mm-hmm.
able to very seamlessly, very quickly get their ADA or any other currency that we will support,
Mm-hmm.
top up this debit card and just use it to buy milk, avocados, or servers and infrastructure. Really up to you. And also for
Mm-hmm.
businesses, like I mentioned, it solves basically as a business, it solves a lot of headaches with accounting. I just have this card, I give it to my accountant. This is how I pay for everything. That's it. Do the taxes, do the whatever needs to be done. And I don't need to extract. Oh, I spent $50 in Google. I gave $20 to ChatGPT. I bought Figma license with
Mm-hmm.
this credit card. I bank transfer this. Now it's just we have a company card. We use the grants that we received from Cardano to fuel our business, for now until we
Mm-hmm.
generate revenue. So it just made life much easier. Yeah, I already have a card, uh, to test it,
Yeah.
obviously, and it made my life as a CEO much much easier.
Oh, I bet. I bet.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's an incredible being able to put crypto to use, in the real world, having that utility for sure.
absolutely.
And you mentioned security. What is your approach to that? It's obviously an important one.
Yes. So with Gero specifically, we have this Cardano shield, which is another layer of security that we've added on top. So every transaction, essentially, before the users sign this transaction, there is a check that's happening. That there's multiple tests that are essentially running to make sure that the transaction that I'm about to sign is not a malicious one. My wallet's not gonna get drained. That the address that I'm interacting with is not blacklisted, that the URL, the dApp I'm interacting with is not blacklisted. So there is this layer that's happening from the blockchain side, but from the fiat side, having this integration with a financial institution, they obviously have a lot of checks and balances when it comes to anti money laundering and anti terrorist funding and all sort of
Mm-hmm.
things that they're checking. So KYC is still required to get the card. But Gero stays non-custodial, so none of the user information is funneled through us. All of this happens directly with the bank, which was very, very important for us as a non-custodial wallet to remain non-custodial. So
Mm-hmm.
we don't know the names of the users. We don't know how much money they have in their card. Like none of these things are getting tracked by us. And this gives us also um, basically, it gives us a position where we're able to tell our customers that Gero doesn't track anything. So even if your wallet is getting, for some unfortunate reason, stolen, the seed phrase is stolen, or the spending password is stolen, or anything like that, there's another layer where you need to log in to another platform to be able to receive all of the Web2 data into the wallet.
Okay.
Um, so that kind of separation between the two, while the experience is seamless, was
Mm-hmm.
something that took us a long time to make sure that that's how the flow is gonna look like. So yeah, so that's, I
All
guess,
right.
how it is.
Awesome. Yeah. And looking ahead, what is coming up for Gero? You mentioned obviously the crypto card will be launching in the
Yes.
coming weeks. What else are you working on that you're excited about?
So we want to also solve an accounting problem that happens with crypto. So we are putting efforts into simplifying accounting for businesses that want to onboard to crypto.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we are going to add a Bitcoin DeFi portal. So right now, Cardano is really on the brink of having becoming the layer 2 solution for, and the smart layer solution for Bitcoin. There's
Mm-hmm.
a lot of great projects like Sundial, Bitcoin OS, and more that are working essentially to create this bridge, a very seamless bridge between Bitcoin and Cardano. So Gero will be there to make sure to capture, that segment. And we're adding Midnight as a supported blockchain as well. Midnight is
Awesome.
yes, is a great, great, great privacy blockchain that's I think will definitely change how enterprises interact with blockchain. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we have some thoughts on how to also create the user experience for that. Um, and yeah, and just general wallet improvements, performance, adding more things that give value basically to our users.
Mm-hmm. All right. Lots of exciting things.
Yep.
Um, okay. Is there anything that we didn't cover that you think that listeners should know about?
Um, I'm not too sure. I think, yeah, I think I pretty much covered everything that I could on Giro.
Yeah.
We have a Telegram group, Twitter, Discord. I post there regularly about updates and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it will be awesome to see people in Barcelona. Maybe I can give a shout out for the 2 conferences that we will sponsor.
Yeah, definitely.
So there is the New Luna. It's from the Clay Girls that you know very well. So
Yeah.
they have a
Awesome.
conference that they're hosting in Barcelona along with Project Neum as well. It's going to be a very creative kind of artists and technology kind of conference. So we're going to be sponsoring that, and we'll also be in Cardano Summit in Berlin in November. So those are the 2 conferences. Very excited about those. Um, Very eager to show the world the crypto card already, the Giro card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And where can people go to learn more about Gero and to connect with you?
So girowallet.io, this is our official website. We have blog posts there, and Twitter, basically. So at Gero Wallet, our handle. And we have a Telegram group. Everything can be found in our website.
All right. Amazing. Well, thanks so much for coming on the show, Adam. You have such a great story and you're such a good storyteller. It's been so interesting hearing
Thank
about your journey, and thanks for being so candid about also just the founder experience and yeah, how you've approached things and what your mindset's been with, overcoming challenges. And it's always really interesting to hear those stories as well. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you for letting me share it and for inviting me. It was a pleasure. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, Adam. Okay, so that's it for today's episode of Token for Your Thoughts. If you enjoyed this conversation, make sure to follow the podcast and stay tuned for more conversations with founders and leaders shaping crypto, Web3, and AI. We'll see you on the next episode.